Hey guys, John here from Motor T Scale Models. We're going to take a look at what I'm fixing to put on the workbench next. So I'm looking at another 1970s vehicle. I just finished the 1970 Monte Carlo SS454. I posted that video just a few minutes ago. Want to go ahead and take a look at this one. This is a 1970 Pontiac Firebird. This is a Revelle kit. Man, I love working on Revelles. The kits are very, very clean, very detailed. This is a scale level 4, and it's a 1/24th scale model. And you could do it in two different variations. You can do the white with the 20-inch wheels, or you can do it in the blue. Imagine you can put the wheels on either one you want. It doesn't really matter. Anyway. So the kit kind of shows you some of the different color schemes that you can look at. Now this is a 2019 release, or this one actually came out in 2019 from Revelle. And on the back side it doesn't really tell you much, just the different skill levels. But let's take a look at what we have. Oh, let me show you the back side. So obviously you can see the different ways that this can be done. I'd already opened this up once before, so I wanted to kind of get everything out and look at it. So let's take a look at the body. Very, very clean, no flashing that I can see at all, right there, which that's no big deal. I mean, this kit, Revelle they got it down. That's all I can say. Really nice deep mold lines. I'll have to trim down the front fenders just a little bit. They're a little bit sharp, but I'll get that done. Let's see what else we have in here. Different types of sprues. Obviously this has got the your front clip, or your front grill area, spoiler, your hood. Alright. So for skill level 4, I'm kind of surprised, but you've got your axle, your springs, and your mufflers all already mounted. That's kind of, from what I've experienced, kind of unusual. I'm not used to seeing that. Normally in a skill level 4 you have to do all that yourself. But that's okay. We'll work on it. Get your little manifolds there. Let's see, what else do we have in here? So we've got our lower chassis frame, I guess you'd call it. And again, not much to it. Your breather for your motor. Some people like to call those like shakers, I guess. Your front seats. Your interior tub. The rear seats are already mounted into it. You have your engine assembly, and there's really not a whole lot to put on the engine assembly. This is your air cover, your dash, and that's it for the white spruce. And then you have two different chrome kits, and well, really just one. This one has a lot of different things like your bumpers and your shifters and your front grills and your basic standard Pontiac Firebird rims. This one comes with the 20-inch rims, I guess they're called. I'm not too big on those. These tires go with these rims. I have other tires and rims if I want to use those, but this thing also comes with these tires, and they are, I don't like the fact that they're mounted on this little tree right here, but it takes a little bit more work. That's all it does. But man, the lettering, the Firestone letterings on those, and the tread is awesome. So these will be the wheels that I'm going to be using. And something else that I found was kind of strange. I got two clear glass and headlights, but they're both the same. So whoever was packaging this up must have figured I needed a an additional one in case I jack them up, which I'm very good at doing that. The glass, I'm very good at jacking the glass up. I don't even have to try at it. It just comes natural to me. So I have some extra wheels. That's okay. Like I said, this probably won't take very long to get it built. There's just not a whole lot to it. But that's fine. We will keep working on that. So I want to take a look at, oh yeah, here we go. The actual decals. Now this is one thing that Revelle's got down pat. They have got this down pat. I'll be going with the blue car, so I'll go with the white stripes. I love the seat belts that they have in there, the dash, everything on here. Man, this is the way to go. This is some really nice quality decals. So, and then obviously the instructions gives you a little bit of background on the 1970 Pontiac Firebird. And again, typical of Revelle, it's going to tell you color schemes. It'll also identify all the body parts, all the pieces on the sprue, so it'll kind of help you identify what they are. Very good graphics for the instructions. So let's see what else we have here. You have your engine, your interior. Like I said, it's just your typical instructions. Now usually I'll go through here and I'll write some different information here just to kind of keep me on track as far as to how things are supposed to go. Now it'll show you where your decals go for your I guess your stock, and then for the modified. And the only thing's modified on it is just your wheels and tires. So anyway, guys, that is the Revelle 1970 Pontiac Firebird. So we're going to get on this and see what we can get done to it. Do some work on it. We will reach back out to you guys later. See you in a little bit. Alright guys, so as you start to look through these videos, if you look through them all the way, you will notice, I'm sure there's some of you out there that are very quick to pick up on the fine details, which I think is fantastic. I'm not complaining about that. But in this particular case, on this 1970 Pontiac Firebird, you'll notice that this rear spoiler in some of the videos is actually, this part right here runs along the body. I put it on there wrong. And because of that, I put it on there, painted it, lacquered it. It did what it did. I never picked up on it until a little bit later on. I mean, I put decals on it. I worked on this thing, and a little bit later on, I'm doing a little bit of research on the car, and I realized that I had put that daggum spoiler on there wrong. So I had to go in and detach it from the body. I had to sand it and then set it back up on there, glue it, and then paint it again. It's a mistake, it's a fub up, it's whatever you want to call it, but I fixed it as best I could. The panel lines lined up pretty good. It's one of those things where the spoiler mostly goes along the body line, and I just wasn't paying attention. So anyway, so if you see that, this is just a disclaimer to let you know, hey, I caught that mistake. I fixed it as best I can. I got to do just a little bit more work right up here with a decal. But I'll get that fixed also, and we'll go from there. But anyway, and another issue, the paint didn't turn out too bad on the body. I hit it with some sand and stuff like that, but man, for whatever reason, right here, again, I'll talk to you about it, right here on I mean, there's some type of chemical reaction that happened with the decal. Now, when I put the decal on, I did use the Mark Fit Tamiya, whatever you want to call it. I did use that on there, but once it dried and set up on there, I took a wet washcloth. I washed it off real good. I washed the whole top and anywhere where I put that stuff, which is what I always do. And then I dried it real well and I let it set overnight. Then I hit it with the decal or the clear coat, and sure enough, I mean, man, anywhere where there's, now I tried sanding this down. As you see, I sanded almost, well, I sanded right through this part right there. So I sanded it down as best I could. It's got dimples in it. I'm short of stripping it all the way back down. I'm not sure what I could have done. So I just leave it as it is. And you know, first time I've ever had a decal have a chemical reaction like it did. But it is what it is. So anyway, as you watch through the videos, you'll start to notice that those couple little issues, and just understand that I fixed what I could. The other part, short of stripping it all the way back down again and stripping off the decals and starting over, my fear was I'd do it again with the same decals and the same thing would happen again. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just have to live with it the way it is. So anyway, alright guys, let me continue working on this. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the color that I decided to go with on the Pontiac 1970 Pontiac Firebird. So I have this can of Model Masters custom spray enamel. I've had this can for, I don't know, maybe 20 years. I found it in a box that I had in a garage. Had never been opened, so I thought, you know what, French blue looks pretty good for this Pontiac. So this is the way it kind of turned out, which I definitely like. So I went ahead and laid it on the body, and let's take a look and see how that turned out. Alright, so the color on the body turned out really, really well. I like the way the blue turned out on it. For whatever reason, it really looks good. Now, I did come up with an issue here on the top, as you might be able to see right in this area right here. I had some bubbles show up. I sanded it, wet sanded it, and hit it again, and man, they came right back up again. Not much that I think I can do about that. I could probably hit it again with some sandpaper, but I'm not too sure I'm worrying about it. So anyway, all I did was I went ahead and glued the spoiler on it. This back piece is just set up in there so that I could get it painted. Glued on the mirrors. First time I've really done that prior to painting, and that will be the way, if I can do it from this point forward. But I think the paint job came out really, really well. As far as the front piece, it turned out super good. I'm very happy and very pleased with it. And then the final piece, the final piece that I painted was the hood, and it turned out really well. So I'm gonna let this cure for a few days, and then we'll kind of go from there. But I wanted to kind of bring you guys up to date on where we're at on the paint. I think that it turned out really well, and I'm very pleased with it. So you know, this Model Masters paint, and I understand they don't make it no more, which is a shame because I like Model Masters paint. But oh well, we'll find some others that'll work out really well. I still got a few cans of this that I haven't used on other projects, so different colors. Anyway, alright guys, so we will continue on and get back with you shortly. So we got the interior done, and I think it turned out pretty good. This kit has some outstanding decals, very detailed decals, which helps out quite a bit. I know there's a lot of people out there who just enjoy doing their own, and that's good. I like painting my own too, but sometimes when they have so many gauges and so fine detail, it's a little hard for me to do that. Hands aren't as steady as they used to be. Eyesight's not as good as it used to be, so I don't mind doing the decals. Makes it look pretty good. So we got the interior done. This kit actually comes with seat belt decals, so that was pretty good. But anyway, I think it turned out really well. I've got one more decal to put on. I have a Firebird decal that'll go right there. I'm going to put that on here in a couple minutes. But anyway, we'll catch you guys shortly. Alright guys, so the 1970 Pontiac Trans Am is completed. It didn't turn out too bad at all. I thought the paint went down really well. This is a really good kit. The only major issue that I had, and we talked about that, or I talked about that a little bit earlier, was the issue here on the striping. For whatever reason, it puddled up real bad on there. No matter, and I sanded it, did what I could. But anyway, this is a very easy kit to build. I did have a little bit of, and I haven't figured it out yet, a little bit of issue. It might be the actual air cleaner with the hood is kind of wobbly. I'll take a look at that. But pretty much other than that, I think everything kind of turned out okay. This little bumper didn't set real good. But anyway, so it's got some issues. I'm going to fix that bumper as soon as I get done with this video, get it fixed. But the front end, I thought the front end turned out really well. As you can see, it's a very good kit. Let's take a look at the motor. Now there are some issues that you're going to have to deal with. Number one is the windshield. When you put it in, the windshield does not, this part right here does not come up to the dash, so you have an area right here that's clear. Now what I did is I just taped it off, spray painted it black, helped it out a little bit, made it a little bit clearer. So the motor fits in there really nice. One of the few that I've had that the radiator hose really connected. I still got a couple of decals to put on. I kind of fought last night. I fought pretty hard with these two exhausts. There's just a really small place for them to go on, and it didn't go on too well. So I fought with it quite a bit. Love the wheels and the rims. Everything turned out pretty good there. This is a fun kit. I think you guys will enjoy it. And hopefully, have a little bit better luck than I did with the decals. I'm not sure what happened on that. Other than it's one of the first times that I've actually used a rattle can clear coat. So normally I use the Future Floor finish, and it does really good. But I kind of changed up a little bit on this one. So anyway, hope you guys like it. I know there's a couple flaws on it, so I'll work on that. Again, getting this bumper fixed a little bit. It kind of glued on there a little bit different, but I can get that fixed. So if you like what you see, let me know. I appreciate any comments that you guys want to send in. If you see something that's just not quite right on it, like remember what I told you before, is that I had mounted this spoiler to where this part right here ran the long ways, which you can see there's a little bit of a mark that I couldn't get off. So I had to take it off, mount it back down flat. So it worked out really well. To fix that, you can see a couple spots right here where I sanded, but it still just didn't quite sit in. But anyway, I love the kit. I built another one now that I've got it kind of down. You know, there's some areas that you really got to work on, making sure that things go really good. So anyway, I love the Firestone, the wide oval tires. They're fantastic. So guys, I appreciate you watching the channel. Like I said, if you enjoy what you see, hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit the notification button. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would go ahead and subscribe. You know, and it helps the channel grow a little bit. With the growth of the channel, I go on there and I take a look at what other people are doing. And if you're into the models and stuff like that, I'll take a look and see who is commenting to you and see what kind of comments they're giving to you guys. And I use some of those ideas on my own. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate the views, and again, we'll see you later.